What if we told you that global warming is not just a future prediction, but a reality that's happening right now? Yes, you heard it right. The Earth's climate is not what it used to be. There's no denying the fact that our planet is getting warmer, and the main culprit is us, humans. Before we delve into the severity of the situation, let's first understand the science behind global warming. Simply put, it's the gradual increase in the Earth's temperature caused by the greenhouse effect, which is created by certain gases in the atmosphere such as carbon dioxide and methane. These gases trap heat from the sun, preventing it from escaping back into space, thereby warming our planet. This process is absolutely essential for life on Earth, but when the concentration of these gases increases too much, it leads to excessive warming, which is exactly what's happening now. There are some misconceptions about global warming that we need to address. You might have heard people saying, "It's cold outside, so global warming must be a hoax," or "The climate has always changed, so it's a natural process." Well, these statements are misleading. Yes, weather can vary greatly from day to day, but when we talk about global warming, we are referring to long-term changes in climate. And yes, the climate has always changed, but never at this speed and never driven by human activity. The current status of global warming is alarming. The concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is the highest it's been in over 3 million years. The global temperature has increased by almost 1 degree Celsius since the pre-industrial era, and most of this warming has occurred in the last 40 years. This is not some distant threat, it is a pressing issue. We are experiencing the effects of global warming now in the form of more intense and frequent extreme weather events, melting ice caps, rising sea levels, and much more. The urgency of the situation cannot be overstated. The planet is heating up, and it's happening faster than we thought. As we move forward, it's crucial that we understand the gravity of the situation and take appropriate actions to mitigate the effects of global warming. Because in the end, it's not just about saving the planet, it's about saving ourselves. Let's dive into some of the alarming facts and figures about global warming. The Earth's average temperature has seen a dramatic increase. We're not talking about a small spike here. From the late 19th century to now, the temperature has risen by more than 1 degree Celsius. That might not sound like much, but remember, we're talking about the average temperature of the entire planet. Now, let's venture towards the poles. The Arctic ice is melting at an unprecedented pace. In the last 30 years, the rate of ice melt in Greenland has quadrupled. And it's not just Greenland. Glaciers all around the world are retreating at a disturbing speed. As the ice melts, where does it go? Into the ocean, of course, and what does that mean for us, rising sea levels? According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, sea levels are rising at an annual rate of about 1/8 of an inch. That might seem insignificant, but it adds up over time. In the last century, sea levels have risen by about 8 inches, and the rate is accelerating. With the warming climate, we're also seeing an increase in extreme weather events. Heat waves have become more frequent and intense, hurricanes more destructive, and droughts more prolonged. These aren't just random occurrences, they're direct consequences of our warming planet. The impact on wildlife is equally alarming. Rising temperatures and changing weather patterns are disrupting ecosystems, leading to species extinction at a rate thousands of times higher than the natural extinction rate. Coral reefs are dying, polar bears are losing their hunting grounds, and countless species are being pushed towards the brink of extinction. The numbers don't lie. Global warming is a real and present danger. Imagine a world where wildfires are the norm, where hurricanes become more powerful, and where entire species disappear. This might sound like the plot of a science fiction novel, but in fact it's a very real possibility if global warming continues unchecked. Let's delve into the potential effects of global warming, starting with extreme weather events. The increasing temperatures can create more energy in our climate system, which can lead to more intense storms, floods, and droughts. Imagine the devastation of Hurricane Katrina or the Australian bushfires becoming a common occurrence. These extreme weather events not only cause immediate destruction, but also have long-term effects on communities, economies, and ecosystems. Next, let's talk about the loss of biodiversity. Global warming can alter habitats and disrupt ecosystems, leading to the extinction of many species. Picture a world without the beautiful monarch butterfly, the majestic polar bear, or the playful dolphin. The loss of these species would not only make our world a less vibrant place, but could also disrupt the balance of our ecosystems, affecting other species and even our own survival. Finally, let's consider the impact on human health and agriculture. rising temperatures can lead to an increase in heat-related illnesses and deaths. They can also create more favorable conditions for the spread of diseases carried by insects like malaria and dengue fever. On the agricultural front, changing weather patterns can disrupt crop production, leading to food shortages and increases in food prices. Imagine a world where fresh fruits and vegetables become a luxury that many can't afford. But it's not all doom and gloom. While these potential effects of global warming are indeed alarming, they also serve as a wake-up call. They remind us of the urgent need to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions and transition to more sustainable ways of living. This is not a dystopian future. This is a potential reality if we don't act now. Let's use this knowledge not to despair, but to inspire action. Because the future of our planet is in our hands, and together we can make a difference. We are the problem, but we can also be the solution. That's a powerful statement, isn't it? It's a hard truth that we must face as we look at the role we humans play in the saga of global warming. Did you know that human activities release around 37 billion tons of carbon dioxide into the Earth's atmosphere every year? That's a staggering amount, all produced by things like burning fossil fuels for electricity, heat, and transportation. But that's not all. We're also responsible for deforestation, which further contributes to global warming. By cutting down trees, nature's very own carbon dioxide absorbers, we're not only adding more CO2 into the atmosphere, but also removing the very tools that could help us fight this problem. Overconsumption is another major player in this game. Our insatiable appetite for more food, more clothes, more gadgets, means more energy is used, more resources are exploited, and more waste is generated. All of these contribute to the warming of our planet. But it's not all doom and gloom. Remember, we said we could also be the solution? And indeed, we can. It's time to shift our focus from the problem to the potential solutions. We can reduce our carbon footprint by choosing renewable energy sources, reducing our waste, and eating less meat. We can plant more trees and protect our forests. We can choose to consume less and recycle more. In fact, every single one of us can make a difference. And it doesn't have to be a big, grand gesture. Small, everyday choices can add up to significant change, like choosing to walk or cycle instead of driving, or opting for a reusable coffee cup instead of a disposable one, or simply turning off the lights when you leave a room. The power to combat global warming lies in our hands. We've caused a lot of damage, but we also have the potential to make things right. It won't be easy and it won't happen overnight. But remember, change starts with us, and it starts now. Global warming is not just an environmental issue. It's a human issue. It's a crisis that we've been discussing throughout this video, and it's one that demands our immediate attention and action. So let's take a moment to recap the critical points we've covered. We started by painting a picture of the future of our planet, a future that could be drastically altered by global warming. The Earth as we know it, with its diverse ecosystems and climates, could transform into a world of extreme temperatures, unpredictable weather, and diminished biodiversity. Then, we delved into some alarming facts and figures. We're seeing record-breaking temperatures year after year. The melting ice caps and rising sea levels aren't distant threats, they're already happening. We're losing species at an unprecedented rate, and the clock is ticking. We moved on to discuss the potential effects of global warming, effects that reach far beyond just hot summers and mild winters. We're talking about devastating floods, severe droughts, and intense heat waves. We're talking about food and water shortages, forced migrations, and conflicts over resources. We're talking about a world where the basic necessities of life become increasingly scarce. And then there's the human factor. We highlighted how our actions, from burning fossil fuels to deforestation, are contributing to this global crisis. We also emphasized that if we're part of the problem, we can be part of the solution too. It's about making conscious choices like reducing our carbon footprint, supporting renewable energy, and advocating for policies that address climate change. The severity of global warming should not be underestimated. The urgency should not be ignored. It's not just about saving the planet, it's about safeguarding our future, the future of our children, and the generations to come. The future of our planet is in our hands. What will we choose to do with it?